Hello, everybody. I'm Cassidy King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. I got Mike. Oh, this ain't Mike in the wall. I got B. Zim from BCI Insurance Group joining us today on the Sports Goombahs. It's gonna be ranting, beefing, everything, sports and more. And we'll get a little insurance stuff going on there too.
Sounds good to me. Good to me.
Use the Obamacare, the anti-Obamacare, I should call it.
The guru.
The anti-Obamacare guru. This is the Sports Goombahs, and we're coming to you live from the 515 studios. Buried somewhere deep outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is the Sports Goombahs is brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters. When insurance claims becomes a problem for your house, don't do it yourself. Call Castle Public Adjusters, 215-752-1237, or check them out at castlepa.com. Also, we're sponsored tonight by Scion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Our man Steve Austin, who will be with us live
May 2nd, Sports Goombahs show live at Steam Pub in Southampton.
606 2nd Street Pike in Southampton, PA. And we're brought to you by Scion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Steve Austin, you need to get yourself back into shape, or you want to learn to kick somebody's ass. You want to give them a call, 215-396-7466.
Or possibly just defend yourself.
Defend yourself. We're getting in shape.
Yeah.
I'm starting tomorrow to get back in shape again.
I know Daredevil just came back on Netflix, but you ain't got to be about kicking everybody's ass, okay?
Well, it sure sounds better. I start tomorrow there because, this old 53-year-old body's getting back in shape again. I'm tired of playing around here.
Me too.
I like that commercial where you do one push-up and you're done. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's the one.
Get a little broccoli, fight off the diabetes. That's what I need.
You see this thing I saw on Facebook. There's this thing where you crisscross your hands, you pull your earlobes, and you do deep knee bends. It's supposed to keep you in shape and make your brain smarter. So I got all these people, his doctor on Facebook's got all these people doing squats, pulling their earlobes down.
They don't look like they're smart.
They don't look like they're smart, but they're saying that they feel like they can they can
what, bench press a book?
They can think better. They obtain a lot more energy, and they can think better. Hey, what kind of bullshit is that? I mean, the doctor looks serious on them, but you never know.
It's funny you mentioned that. I just joined. I went back to the gym. I used to be at the membership and all that, but at my work currently at Steam Pub, I guess they're eating too much of the chef's food. Yeah. Because they all want to lose weight. So we all bucked up and got into this biggest losers thing at work. I'm down to 216 pounds.
216? No, you're not too far.
I haven't seen that since puberty.
How often you go to the gym?
I just go 3 times a week. Just walk. I've just been walking. That's it.
Right.
So far. Try to get what I can get in under 3 miles, my best time.
It's all about diet, too. About diet.
Carbohydrates.
Yep. You can't have a pizza,
I don't like pizza anyway.
And then I'm going to justify it by jogging.
After the show, I'm getting a pizza. I don't care. I'm blowing that tonight because now you put it in my head. Here's the thing. Today, I got no bread in the house, right? Told my little girl, no bread in the house. No bread. So we're making sandwiches where I wrap the meat inside the cheese and put a pickle on top, and that's the sandwich I make.
Why don't you use a lettuce wrap or something? Go out and get some.
I don't like lettuce.
You don't like lettuce?
It's okay. Not too much of it. I don't like. Yeah, you know what? Come to think of it, maybe I should use lettuce. I don't like lettuce a whole lot. Especially when I get bacon lettuce, tomatoes.
Get you something like don't use iceberg. There's no nutritional value there. Although it's very good. I like the crunch factor, but get yourself something like some bib lettuce, like Boston lettuce or romaine, something you can a little pliable there to wrap up your sandwich.
Not that shit in the supermarket. It's on the counter. No, not good.
Well, no, not that shit on the counter. No.
Oh man, what are you gonna do? So anyway, it's kind of a dead week in sports when it comes to the action and stuff, except if you're in the NCAA, which I lost complete track of. I mean, this weekend it was nothing but background noise in my house. Wake up at 12 o'clock, turn on, the games are rolling, you're doing stuff, you're coming. The TV's off when I left. I came back in the house, the TV's still on, but the games are still on. Not paying attention. The only time I really paid attention when I heard the announcers flipping out over an upset.
Yeah, but Friday night was big night for us.
Well, that's the Philadelphia local teams. I know
Nova, Temple, they're
all out now. Nova's still in. The other two teams. Temple took a beating, and St. Joe's is out. Complaining, but they're out. But Villanova looks like the shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Nova looks good.
Listen, when you shoot like that, in college ball especially, it's hard to beat. Especially you're out there hitting from threes and all. But they look like the town of the NCAA right now, considering who got knocked out. One of my brackets, I have Michigan State going the whole way. They're gone. It's funny, but we were talking about before the show. my daughter and I did a coin flip.
I remember. Yep.
Okay?
Last week.
Yeah, and we had Villanova running the table, and to legitimize it, we showed everybody that we also had Yale going to the Final Four, which after one game was not so unbelievable, but after that first game it was. That was the end of that. That was the end of that thrill. But if I look at the coin flip, which we'll have posted this weekend on the sportsgoombahs.com, and we're going to talk about it next Monday night when we get to the Final Four.
Yeah.
We're going to show you. Right now, that bracket is better than the three that we played, by actually looking at teams. The coin flip has the better number right now.
When I did mine this past Thursday, I did it with some guys at work. My whole theory was this: you don't go against Midwest basketball teams,
right.
And you don't go against cheese. So all the cheese. So I got Gorgonzola going to the end. I think up against Temple.
I like them.
Up against.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, Gorgonzola.
They're
you know
powerful.
what's so funny? I never paid attention to any of this crap before. But like when they first came into it is when I started paying attention, just as peripheral thing. And because there were nobodies back then, that's why I picked them.
Right.
Because who the hell was it? It was a little college back then. I guess we're pushing 25 years now, right? Since they first got in, and
they've been 25 years since Gonzaga's been in that.
I think so.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Gorgonzola, Gonzaga, whatever.
I thought you were just joking, calling it that.
No. Whatever.
I thought you were making a joke about the
Nah,
name.
Gorgonzola.
They're big yellow uniforms.
Yeah, I think I have Wisconsin too, because you don't go against the cheese and you don't go against Midwest teams. So I had Iowa, Wisconsin, all those guys in there.
A lot of upsets this year. It's always like that. You always think you take the teams, like to me, I don't pay attention to college ball too often. And so I go by, I'm just name recognition to me. You go with the Duke and then Indiana and the North Carolina and blah, 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 right up the top, because you just think those are the teams that do it every year. Well, now the past, those teams aren't doing it anymore. They're gone. Yeah. It's like the new sheriffs in town, the Xaviers, and even Villanova's been climbing the ladder every year. They just get beat up, before they get to the 16.
It's funny because remember when you said last week this whole thing's like, oh, we're gonna flip a coin B because it doesn't matter anyway because some lady is gonna fill it out in the office and she's gonna win the office pool.
Right.
I was talking to my daughter when we were out to dinner last night. My younger, she's still in college, and she goes, "Oh, I wonder who's." Oh, that was it. I'm like, when did you start following basketball? Oh, I fill out a bracket. I'm like,
yeah, that's how you get into it. The money's on the table. Yeah,
I'm like, are you kidding me? And like, I don't follow basketball at all. Period. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like, Cassie was right. This is the kind of person that wins the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
They're right here, right there.
It's incredible. I think it's more prominent than the Super Bowl with people. I mean, because Super Bowl, you take out a lot of people don't care about football, but NCAA, the tournament, the March Madness, don't care who you are. It's like the paper gets shoved in your face, starts circling. You tell it, just circle that row, circle 1 and 1, 1 and that, and give me back, give me my $10.
Yeah.
And put it in the pool. Right. I don't care. $20, whatever it is. No one cares. Like, we got one from school. The first one was 20, the second one was 10, the third one was 5. That's how they sold them to us. So we got 3 pools going. We spent $35, right? Now I realize what we're doing. But and the bottom line is, you look at what the payout is. What a payout's nice, like $500-600.
Yeah, you get enough people in it, you're good to go.
Right, that's it. But you play the old days, you the big time games where there was like 10 guys in it, at $500 a piece or $1,000 a piece, made it worthwhile to have that many guys. So they give you a better chance to win. There's not too many guys. You didn't have to. I won one year with. I remember it was that player. Remember Big Country? It was Oak State.
Yep.
Back got to be 20 years ago.
Yep.
Oak State didn't win it all, but they got to the Final Four. But in my group, I won like $2,000 on that, and I didn't win the whole thing. But the way we had it set up, you didn't have to win the whole thing. You just needed the points going down. That's the better way to play.
Yeah. But what happens is with these games, if you notice, half of them, we had like at least 3 or 4 that went down to the final shot. Yeah. So now if you're in the bracket and you get excited about it, you win, you move on.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
People get excited about
it. This gets more play, not only because more people are personally invested, because everybody has their own team, especially when you get in Midwest towns. That is their economy. Yep. Penn State is the economy for central Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And then you have all these things. And here's the thing. Super Bowl, you're either whoever, home team or away team or whatever. It doesn't matter. But this, you're never quite out of it.
But with the Super Bowl, they do something similar, but they're talking about all kinds of different things. And they make their own charts.
It's one day. It's one day.
It's one day, but you have the same concept. Same thing.
Give us a call, 267-563-2893. That's 267-563-2893. The Sports Goombahs hotline. It's open. Call us or text that line if you have something to say. Also on our YouTube page, if you go in there, there is a on the side you can go to a group chat. Chime in there, type something there. We'll get back to you. Also, I'm live on Facebook right now. Unfortunately, Twitter I'm not because Mikey handles that, and he's at the WWE. I was going to say WWE Raw tonight down at the Wells Fargo Center. He called this morning. He said, I can't make it. Raw's in town. I got to go see that dramatic drama of bullshit. Speaking of bullshit, how about Hulk Hogan, man, getting a payday for a sex video?
$100 million.
He goes, he bangs Bubba the Love Sponge's ex-wife, or I don't know if he was an ex-wife. I think it was just
his current wife.
His
they had
current
an
wife.
open marriage.
No, it was
Marriage,
his
right.
best friend's wife.
Bubba the Love Sponge. He's like a Howard Stern disciple. Yeah. I thought that was, and that's funny. It's right the week after Erin Andrews gets a big payday for her sex video. Or what? Hers wasn't a sex video. Hers,
but hers was downright like we're gonna stalk you, tape you, getting naked and getting changed and all that. Hulk Hogan kind of set that up himself.
Yeah,
everything gets shady with that whole thing.
I don't get that. If he set it up, if the film, who's running the camera? I didn't really follow it. The only thing I saw was the courtroom bullshit, and then what I read afterwards. I heard about this. What was it, like a year, 2 years ago? This happened, right?
It probably happened a while ago because there was a. Remember, we made a joke. We might have been at the old place when it happened because we broke it and made a joke like, "Who wants to see Hulk Hogan have sex?" Think about it. Probably he doesn't even want to see it.
I can't think about it.
Oh God, it's just downright.
But let me ask you something. So he gets $100 million, but the woman he's with gets nothing. Zippo. Is that how it works?
She's not the Hulkster.
I guess she wasn't embarrassed.
She was.
I mean, I'm not saying it to be a wise ass or a better joke, but wasn't that his whole argument? You embarrassed the product.
Well, right. Because I didn't see the tape.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that he slammed her from the top turnbuckle. Maybe had her in a headlock or something.
It wasn't. He did something.
He's the Hulkster, and she's not. That's the bottom line. She don't have no value to what she is. She's Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
Just like saying that, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Where do they come up with these numbers, though? $100 million. Where do they come up with these numbers?
Because you know why? Here, I'll tell you what it is. He was so worried that his product, and when I say his product, I mean his Hulk Hogan character, because he kept saying, remember, he kept in the thing, he goes, "My name is Terry Bollea."
Yeah.
That's his name. He goes,
that's his last name, Bollea?
Bollea, yeah. He goes, Hulk Hogan is the character I create. It's the company.
Right.
It is how I make my money.
That's the point.
And when you defame that, you've cheated me out of, or you wrongfully got me out of blah, 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 blah.
Right. But the problem today is when you're online, it's not like yesterday where it's word of mouth. You're talking about millions and millions of people within seconds. It travels quick.
Viewing it too.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking
that's
about.
The scary part. I can't believe it.
But $100 million.
I guess it's like a car crash. If it came out, you kind of like, oh my God,
right.
Car hit it. Oh. And you look, and then but at home, like,
well, there was somebody
had to consciously click that to look at that,
right? But there's a lot of celebrities that have had themselves put on YouTube or Facebook or something like that. Yeah, a lot of people are affected by that.
Kim Kardashian's the queen of it. She's the perfect.
But you're right. The money. Where'd the money come from? How come it's not 50 grand, 100 grand?
Right,
it's millions. It's millions of dollars.
$100 million.
$100 million. Because
he
that's
doesn't
what
get
he
that.
make.
He's not getting that, obviously.
Right. Because that's what he could have made off of his name in this X amount of time, like probably the last 3 years.
I don't remember his name being shot. If I heard about him in the WWE, was nothing.
That's the problem.
Yeah, his name wasn't. He wasn't beat up.
So he's a little bit of he's got caught saying derogatory words on this thing. Hey, brother, I gotta get my money back, man. I need to. I need to
do it.
I'm gonna bang. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bang Bubba the Love Sponge's broad. I'm gonna take her, and then I'm gonna sue those guys for leaking that tape out.
Jump off the top turnbuckle.
Brother.
Your
That was good, B. That was a good answer.
Give me some of this. What's this? He does the ear thing.
Oh yeah.
No, that's the Macho Man.
That's the Macho Man.
Yeah. He's dead.
No. Hulk does it too. He brings the crowd in.
Oh,
he does.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Right. Yep. You're right. You're exactly right. They all do that, actually. If you come to think, even the Rock did that crap too.
Listen, if you're going to be embarrassed, and you're
I'm embarrassed
celebrity,
every time.
Yeah,
I'm horrible.
I think $100 million will make you forget all about how bad things are.
You're talking about the top turnbuckle. Half the time, it's poor Mrs. Chef. She gets a sleeper hold on her.
There you go. Maybe that's it. That's why he's embarrassed. He got her in a sleeper hold.
Yeah. Too bad for the Hulkster, man. What's he going to do with all that money?
The attorneys are going to take half. The government takes half. He ends up with $2 million.
He's going to get, he's going to
end up.
He'll get $2 million.
He'll start his road tour he'll go on Stern. He'll do 2 hours on Stern. Then he'll head up to Jimmy Fallon. Then he'll go right down to the late night shows. And then he'll end up.
Look at what you're marketing it off of. The fact that he looked like an ass.
But he's getting paid. But nobody
cares. Nobody cares.
Here's the point. That the whole thing. That's why he sued, because he looked like an ass, and it ruined his career.
Did you see it? I didn't see it.
I didn't want to see it.
No, don't look at me. I don't have that kind of time.
I wonder what a hoaxer looked like an ass screwing does.
They isolated. What happened is they isolated 3 minutes of it and put that out there,
But the company, here's the argument.
What, his push going up and down the air?
But the argument is now that we're in a technology age, where do you draw the line?
In the sand.
Because, you could take a picture of anybody and post it.
That's right. That's exactly
where do you draw the line? When is it, you're going overboard? When you take your clothes off?
You're not supposed to, though, now.
You're not
supposed to. You're supposed to get people's permission.
Well, you know what? It's not a bad idea, though. If you friend somebody on Facebook, right, you should also have another line that says, I don't want this person to ever publish a picture of me.
That's right.
Not a bad idea.
Well, that's,
it's right there next to the like button.
This is Sports Goombahs court right here. So it'll be written, so it'll be done.
Yeah. Get back on your J date.
Here we go.
Crazy stuff, yeah. Well, that's the excitement of sports. I just want to touch on something I don't understand, and I picked up, from the internet, and I didn't hear much about it on sports talk or sports radio about this Adam LaRoche and his son in the White Sox dugout. You guys pull that out where he quit baseball. He dumped his $13 million contract and he retired from the White Sox because they wouldn't let his kid hang out or be part. He had his own. Guys, did you hear nothing about that?
No, I didn't. I must have missed that.
Must have been a non-freaking story. Where's my point? Adam LaRoche he's a first baseman for the White Sox. Good ball player. They need him. They said that his kid had his own locker, had his own uniform, was coming to practice every day.
He had his own locker?
Had his own locker. And some of the players were like, enough already. Me, I'm wondering why the kid's 7, 8 years old, why isn't he in school? What's he doing at the ballpark every day? But he was part of the team. And the general manager said, you can't do this anymore. I'm going to turn that off, man.
Sorry about that.
You're interrupting my story here.
I can't shut it off. It's not me, is it? No, it's off.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, it's you.
Freaking rookie.
Hey.
New Jack.
It was an Adam LaRoche story. You wanted to hear it live.
Yeah. Anyway, the bottom line is he takes a $13 million pay cut, decides to quit baseball, and he's going from the White Sox because they wouldn't let his kid have his own locker or come to the games with him. And I can't figure out why is this even a story, number one. And two, how stupid is he?
Could you?
Get your kid home, man. $13 million. I mean, does he have to be in the locker room? They don't elaborate on the story. And when I'm reading it, it's saying that some of the players complained. And when the general manager came back and the players found out that they said that some of the players complained, players got pissed off. So now the locker room's divided here about who complained about the stinking 7-year-old in the locker room with his uniform.
I would be too. You don't like,
and the people are saying, "Well, what's the difference? It's a place of business. Baseball is a business. This is a workplace. You don't bring your kid every day to work. You want to bring them to a
special days, special occasions. Bring your kid to work day, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you're in an environment there.
Players were uncomfortable with them there. You can't talk the way you want to talk. You can't be a guys talk. You're talking about young guys. You're talking about guys 22, 23, 24 years old. You know how we are at that age, man. You don't need some kid in the locker room buffering what you have to say.
Have you ever heard of that before? Ever?
No.
A 7-year-old?
No.
It doesn't make any sense. Even if the kid had...
I'm thinking he's 7-year-old. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
How are you allowed to do that?
I wonder. My point being this is, I don't mind. Like I sit there and I'm perplexed about this whole thing because how the heck did he get a locker? He had to have been there so many times already And it gets to the point where he gets a locker. He had his own locker and uniform.
Yeah, his own locker and uniform. Yeah, look at Adam Lurie. He's kind of goofy too, man. I think he's a goofy dude anyway. Something's up there where the kid's always around. I don't know. I just put up to say that Jerry Reinsdorf for the Chicago White Sox says it's a closed story now. I don't understand what they mean about a closed story when, the guy, he's not coming back. Doesn't look like he's coming back. I think he's done. I don't know. To be continued. Just thought I'd bring that up. I don't know. It's a stupid story. That's why I brought it up, because it's a stupid story. What are you going to do about that? Anyway, what's surprising about this week mostly is I haven't heard anything in the NFL, man. You know how every week we hear with something today? Well, yeah, Rosenuts had something to say about running backs. He's thinking the Eagles should draft a running back now. Now all of a sudden he knows how to pick running backs.
And also China.
Yeah, I know, China.
I mean, how funny is that? Literally, like not even 3 months ago, we talked about how feasible it is to have
China
teams.
They're beating us in China, and now they're taking our NFL football team to China versus the NFL. Then baseball, China's beating us everywhere. The NFL, one of the top companies in America, is now going to go play in China. Meanwhile, the guy running for president, China's beating us on everything.
It's all about the money, all about the dollar.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we had talked about how feasible it was to have teams in Europe, because there was an NFL Europe at one point, right? And how we could integrate it, maybe in the Caribbean, Mexico, but how feasible it would be. And we were talking about how bad the time zones would be. If you're East Coast, it's like a 5-hour difference. Well, it's not. That's no different from playing in Philly and LA. It's only an hour more.
Is it to China? Yeah. Well,
no. Philly from Philly to LA in the United States. 3-4 hour difference, right? So, and you're talking London is what, a 4.5, 5 hour difference. China is like 16-hour difference.
Well, you got to spend the weekend there.
That's what I mean.
It's like you're flying in or flying out.
You better hope the hell you're on a bye week.
I don't mind. Back when we were kids, we knew this was going to happen. The world was getting smaller and transportation getting faster in the way of doing things. You knew that everything was going to change, and eventually you'd have teams outside the country. I mean, look at Cuba now. We open a relationship with them. Who knows? We'll probably get a baseball team and kick our ass all over the place. Imagine that.
Yeah, we'll lose all those players.
Yeah, right. Cuba gets 4 or 5 teams in their country.
Forget about it.
Now they're in MLB, and all of a sudden we can't win nothing because all our players are still over there now. They don't have to come here anymore. They open stuff over there, and Cuba has their own baseball, and that's where all the ball players are, and that's all they have over there is baseball. I think, as far as recreation.
Oh, they've got some really good young talent.
Yeah,
100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Absolutely.
17, yeah.
No, they're 30, but they say they're 17.
It's the birth certificate.
They lost track after age 7. Right. They don't care anymore.
No birth certificates.
What for what? What do they need them for?
Right.
What are they doing with it?
Right, you're right.
That's interesting too. Over there in Cuba, who knows what's going to happen with that? But yeah, I mean the NFL. I can't. Nobody got arrested this week. I can't find anything. I just all I can find is Rosenuts. Talking about his want to draft a running back in the first round, which is, unless it's a number 1 draft pick and he's the best running back, and that's a waste of a pick. If they don't go O-line and they don't keep building that O-line, I'm puking already with this guy. He makes a couple deals that make only sense in the pocket, only bean counting moves. Gets a few other players, and now he's feeling like he's muscled up to pick a running back. I mean, who's running? And he's down at the owners' meeting, standing there with the owners, picking his nose.
Wasn't he paying attention to running backs are not worth it anymore?
No, it's the NFL showing you that. When the same 2 running backs are top, I say outside Adrian Peter, who's been staying up top for the past 5 years? Nobody. Right.
It's been journeymen and plugins and
exactly
waiver wire guys, whatever the hell they're called. Everything like that. That's what it's been.
He was out doing press conferences today, which just annoys me to hear him talk football. I can't do it. I got to turn the channel.
Can't take it seriously.
I can't. Exactly. I can't. His voice, his emotion towards what he's saying. It's like. I've been saying about this guy. I took the S off the Rosenuts. I put the S back on. It's back to Rosenuts.
A lot of people were like, "What do you guys thought? We're playing horse with his name, basically."
That's exactly it. Yeah. Does something good. We take the long nose.
Yeah, we're going to go back to his regular name.
Yeah, it's only.
And the only other bit of football news that I heard about was Peyton going to retire at Bronco. They offered him a deal, apparently.
That's crazy, man.
I would have laughed at them too.
But
you gave up on me. You spit on me, basically. Mm-hmm. You threw me out of the city. Gave me really no love whatsoever.
Nothing.
Not even, hey, we'll keep you back up. We'll give you the backup job. to stay here, blah blah blah, and eventually maybe you can get on the coaching staff or as a scout, work with the Colts, work in the system,
general manager, something,
anything, somewhere along that line, because you can eventually see him gravitating towards that direction because basically he was the freaking coach on the team, the offensive coordinator, and the coach on the team anyway.
Right.
And good for him. He spits in their face, says no thanks, decline, blah blah blah.
I saw good. I was watching a John Oliver last night. They were talking about the Trump's wall, right? And they're saying how Trump says no one can get over. Oh, you can't climb a 30-foot wall. What are you gonna do? You can't. There's no ladders to go 30 feet. I mean, once you get up there, well, maybe you can do a rope. You have a rope. You get the rope down, and then they come back and there's what they're gonna do. They're gonna hire Peyton Manning to throw bags of dope over the 30-foot. They're gonna get athletes to throw. Quarterbacks are gonna pay people to throw bags of dope over the wall. It's funny to have a picture of Peyton Manning holding a big, like an ounce bag in his hand, throwing it like a football.
The thing is, though, he had a phenomenal career. No matter where he played, he had a great career.
Yeah, that's
the best quarterback.
Listen,
ever.
You can't name a quarterback that's taken two separate teams to a Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Two a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl.
Yep, absolutely.
With two separate teams and gone to 2-2. I mean, we talked about the quarterback from the St. Louis Rams.
Warner,
yeah, he took Arizona, didn't win it though. You know what I mean? He went to two different teams that didn't win it. But other quarterbacks, I think in the old days, there were a couple quarterbacks that did that. Dallas Cowboy, he went with Denver and Dallas together to Super Bowl.
Have there been any Eagles quarterbacks that have left Philadelphia and won a Super Bowl?
Nope.
Oh, we're picking them pretty good.
No, that don't happen. Backups maybe, but not a. Nah, nobody. You don't.
Nope.
You don't leave this town and go to Super Bowls when you're behind center. That's it. It's
about
behind center. This is where you end up.
That's it. Maybe running, maybe wide receivers. I don't know, but you know what? I can't think of anybody that's left and done better.
No, Randall Cunningham took that Viking team that year with Randy Moss. Almost went to the Super Bowl. One stupid play, one field goal kicked. Remember, Anderson missed that field goal.
Yep.
That was it. That was Cunningham's chance of the Super Bowl right there. With that nutcase of a team that he had, man, with all his wide receivers. That was a good Minnesota team.
It always happens to the Phillies and the Flyers. They leave and they go off and do something better, but not
right.
Not Eagles too. I can't. Not that I can think of. They offensive lineman, defensive lineman, never anybody.
What's his name? The guy we cut just won this year.
But it's without skill. I mean, Von Hebron won a couple Super Bowls with Denver, that kind of stuff. But nobody, no star on the team. No, Reggie White. Wait a minute, Reggie White.
Oh, there you go.
Forgot about Reggie White.
Packers, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Well, I guess you start to think about it. We can start picking players here and there. But as far as quarterbacks, no. That player or running backs, I don't think so. In any case,
I think the last year or so was the first time I ever saw a football team get rid of quality players like the Eagles did. Never saw so many quality players get let go.
I wasn't. I was caught up in the chip juice. I was, to me, I had such a back and forth with Chip from day one. When he first came here, remember I beefed about him on the old show, and I said, "There's no way this guy makes." And I was right. Yep, I was wrong because I went back on it because he took a team to the playoffs next year, 10-6, and missed out by a little bit. But you can see the downfall in the second 10-6 season. He blew it at the end of the season, so you saw the turn was happening.
Yeah, you started with Deshaun Jackson and Macklin, and one after another.
Well, I'm looking at Macklin. It looks like they stole Macklin from us. I don't think they didn't give him away now. Evidently, Andy Reid's playing dirty pool. Doesn't matter. He runs the Eagles anyway. So whether he steals from the Eagles or not, he's running stuff.
I wasn't upset about Deshaun. And Deshaun didn't turn out to bite us on the ass.
Yeah, so anybody on the ass.
But you know what? The problem was you didn't get anything for him.
Yeah.
Just let him go.
Well, they didn't get for anybody now. If you look back on all those deals, they got nothing.
Right.
Deshaun Jackson, nothing. Shady McCoy, zero. Because that player is gone too. So he got nothing. So it was a total.
Yeah, he wasn't tearing it up in Buffalo either. So all these guys that we let go, you sit there, and I'm not making an argument for the man.
You don't tear up in Buffalo. You're good in Buffalo when you go elsewhere, but when you go to Buffalo, you're done.
Yeah, that's
you're
a hard
done.
place.
You're finished.
That's what I mean.
They said Terrell Owens there; he was done.
That's
he
a
said
hard
everybody
place
there.
to play football for sure.
Yeah.
No, if you start there, you can play, but you're done because what do you do there at night? What do you do after the game's over, man?
And half your games are in sub-zero temperature. It's tough.
The girls, the nightlife. What do you got? What are you doing? You got to go to Niagara. How many times do you go to Niagara Falls? You got to go so many times in Toronto. That's about it for Buffalo, right?
You get stuck there in Buffalo and you sit there watching Niagara Falls.
It's NFL Siberia, man.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
And you watch it long enough.
It's a Russian front.
It's a
I gotta
Russian
get me a
front.
barrel. I gotta get me the barrel. I gotta give me a barrel, go over.
There's the rush in front. Yeah, I like that.
Can't get out. Can't get out.
You're not kidding. Unreal. Yeah, so that's it. You know, I mean, NFL, they you know, there's no way next week they go without not something happening. Something's got to happen. They don't go 2 weeks. And the NCAA goes to the Final Four, Sweet 16. They got to trump that somehow.
And they will. They'll find something. I mean, they always do. The way they talk and
another bar fight or something. Something will come up, right?
Somebody will be stupid because you know what? Some of these players are going to sit there and watch their teams going, their alma maters going, and somebody will act like a moron, get out a gun, shoot somebody, whatever. And do what they do.
We hope not.
Do what they do best.
No, you're right. No, I agree 100%. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the pick session because, you know, I can't wait to get to that lately. What a horror show. Get back to that. Maybe maybe Mikey the Wall will be calling us in from the Wells Fargo. I doubt it. He's so into that stuff. He can't even think straight.
I know. We're on Vibe. We're not even on Vibe. That cell phone might be off unless he's tweeting live.
He woke up with a WWE hard on, man.
Yeah,
that's
yes,
for sure.
He did.
Yes, sir. Cassidy King, I got my chef. BZI's main man, Brian Z's here. He's going to come back to us. We're going to talk a little bit of sports and healthcare when we come back from our break. Cassidy King, Sports Goombahs. We'll be right back.
So we're off right now?
Avoid the hassle. Just call Castle Public Adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company. 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cassie, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh.
BZI Group, Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Sports Goombahs, Cassidy King here. Chef to the left, Brenda B. PZM to my right. Phone in for Mikey the Wall. He's playing around there at the WWE crap. Actually, we say that. He loves that shit.
We did at one point, too.
Yeah, we did. I know. I was back in the day. I was a rock fan. If you smell. You know, remember that crap? Yeah. To each his own, I say. You give us a call. 267-563. 2893 is the Sports Goombahs hotline. This is the pick session. All right. This is where Cassidy King, myself, tries to earn you some dough. And lady, if you're paying your bookie,
it's been our fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah,
yep,
well,
absolutely.
it is.
You know, I can only do so much. I don't know what to do anymore. I lost my knack with the NHL right now. Last week is 5-5. It's not terrible. I lost the VIG. Throwing a little bit of a bad run right now, and my Dow Jones teams have been letting me down a little bit. Now I'm shading away from them. I jumped on Philadelphia a little bit. I had a little Chicago, Nashville action. Anaheim brought me back a little bit, and for the next couple of weeks, Anaheim's going to be my team. I can see it right now based on who they're playing. They're going on the road next week, playing 5 lousy teams. They need to get the wins, keep the pace. Chicago as well. Be back on my usual suspects next week. Tomorrow I got a couple games for you. Anaheim's at Montreal. God knows what happened to the Montreal Canadiens. They shot out, and I say it every week, they shot out, and I keep thinking they're going to come back. They lost Price. They lost their goalie. They lost their will to win, and they play pretty lousy hockey, and they're losing to everybody, and they're a sieve. I like Anaheim tomorrow to go into Montreal, late at 160, take the over 2.5. I would be surprised to see a 3.5 right now. I can't believe Montreal would be a 3.5 to any team at this point, but they are. I think they are. They're one of the worst teams in hockey right now. So take Anaheim late at 160. Take the over 2.5 on that one. The other game is Dallas-Chicago. This is always an over game. With that being said, I want the over 5.5. Absolutely. I want Chicago over the 2.5. I think Chicago gets right here. They won the other night. They got a late goal, a 3-2 win. They've been up and down for the past couple weeks, ever since they had that run. I'm not thrilled with the way they're playing hockey right now. They struggled in Philadelphia. They struggled on a win the other night. And they just don't seem like to be the Chicago they are, or they're sitting back. But the way the standings looks right now, no team in the NHL except Washington can sit back.
Nope.
The Caps are the only ones that are kicking everybody's ass. I can't believe this might be their year.
No, it's not. You know that. He's going to choke he's going to choke so bad.
Ovechkin's going to choke because it's a different coach.
He's going to choke worse than Hogan's videotape.
They just look better. How they're doing after the All-Star break is what's swaying me towards them, because usually they go downhill. They start losing hockey games and they get into the playoffs, but they go in and they go in weak.
Yes.
Now they're not going in the week. Ovechkin isn't the only player on this team. They got a bunch. They got 2 good lines, and they're scoring. They're getting the goal. They're not letting a lot of goals up. And Washington was always a team that let up goals. That was always their problem down the stretch. But like you say, I don't know how this team is in a 7-game series. That always is a problem. That was what was it, Bruce Boudreau's problem back in the day. You could pick him apart after a 7-game series of what he was doing, and you beat up Ovechkin, and then that took care of Washington for the playoffs. That might not be the same team right now. That being said, I'm not on them tomorrow or the next day.
I'd stay away from them.
No need, because they don't have there's no reason to play. They've clinched their spot. Okay, they're sitting back now. Ovechkin's got his goals. Blah blah blah. So I like Chicago and Dallas. The over 5.5. It's not up the under and over total, but I can't see that being anything less than 5.5. That's for sure. The way those two teams have been letting goals in. And I like Anaheim to beat Montreal late at 160 and then over 2.5. And that's the deal for hockey. I got 2 plays. I will post more this week as I see fit. Too many plays are losing me too many ways these days. Now I got to pull back a little bit. I've been pressured by the masses to make calls, make plays here, and I think I got caught up in my own bullshit in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. And now I brought myself back down to earth. And
I tried to tell you.
I apologize. I'll tell you. I got out of hand. I lost control of what I do best, and that's sit back, relax, wait for the plays, marshal my resources. Yes. As Arnold used to say back in the day. And that's our picks, and they're brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Give my gang at Auto Magic Car Care a call, 215-322-2561, or check them out at automagiccarcare.com. That's our picks.
I like them.
Yeah, I think they'll work. If I stay just load up on the 2 planes.
I was so glad. I was worried that people were going to be on this Flyers game tonight. Stay the hell away from it right now. But I'd stay away from all these teams. Only
because I saw the Flyers play that game again against Pittsburgh the other night. Okay, right. If they would have played good against Pittsburgh, like when playing against Dallas and Chicago, I would have said, "Hey, you know what? They're playing. They just lost the hockey game, but they look pathetic." Yeah, they let Crosby skate all over the place. Nobody touched him, and Giroux was nowhere to be found in that game. Nowhere. Since when does he step back on a game like that? You know, unless he's got
especially with Crosby.
Yeah, he must have had a bad hemorrhoid or something because that's the way he played the other night. Can't do it. You can't be one of hockey's best and pull a game like that.
What do we got going right now? 1-0 Philly. That's it.
Yeah, look, that's nothing. In an Islander game, that's nothing. Watch a little Phillies action. Speaking of Phillies action. Now, I know it's bullshit. Grapefruit leak, or whatever they call that stuff down in Florida right now. But this team is 14-5. Okay, and usually, typically, and Zim, you're a big baseball guy.
Yep.
Typically, you don't pay attention to Phillies baseball in preseason, but they never go have a run like this in preseason.
Let me ask you a question. All the games you went to last year, what was the most frustrating part about being there?
Couldn't score runs.
Being there.
Oh, I remember sitting there to the 8th inning,
right.
No runs.
Yep.
I don't care if you lose every game. Give me some action. Give me some entertainment.
This team is scoring runs.
An hour and a half.
And they're scoring runs in bunches. Now, I know it's preseason, but still, they're playing. I mean, usually we get the Phillies, even when they were good, had rotten preseasons. Right. Rotten, they didn't care nothing. But they're playing small ball all over the place. Michael Franco is back. Whatever he whatever he broke, doesn't matter. It's working well. Ryan Howard looks like he's in trouble. I mean, he had a couple he had some streaks there. Darren Ruff's playing well.
Yeah.
Okay, at least they got some power that's playing well here. There's not a ton of home runs. I mean, for Franco to hit 7 home runs in preseason, that's not bad.
That's huge.
Yeah, and he's got
what was it,
18 RBIs. He
had 3 2-game home runs,
yeah,
right? 2 baggers. So you got like that when he could string them together like that.
I know
that means consistency.
To be optimistic is brutal. I mean, but just to see there might be some power in this lineup other than one guy.
Oh, I'm not optimistic, and I'll tell you, I'm not disappointed either. I'm just happy at what I'm seeing because we were insulted the last 2 years. They insulted our intelligence.
It was
the team that they put out on that field, and I said this, and I'm like, okay, at least, and at that point there was nothing to minors. Now we got 11 of the best prospects, top 100 prospects in the league. All right, kudos to that.
But if you're playing baseball in that ballpark, you need guys that can hit it out of the ballpark. Yeah. You can't have one guy, Ryan Howard, the only one that can hit it out of the ballpark.
Can he?
No.
That's questionable. Yeah.
So when I looked at it, I went, okay, give me something. I don't care. I don't expect them to win this year. I don't expect these, prospects to come to fruition for at least 2-3 years. What I'm looking for is get me that feel of 2004, 5, 6 again. Get me that, okay, it's coming. They're coming. They're getting better, where you could see improvement all the time, where you didn't know what was going to happen when you went to the game. You didn't know because they were young.
Right.
They were good, and they didn't know how good, and nobody told them they weren't supposed to knock the Braves out that year or the Mets out the next year. Nobody told them.
But we were talking about this last year. First of all, you need an outfield. You need 3 outfielders that can average between 20 and 30 home runs apiece, each one. You need that. And, you're talking about Franco being a third baseman. You need a third baseman that can hit home runs. Now, your shortstop and your second baseman, they're not the guys that are going to hit home runs, but everybody else on that ball field, except for the pitcher, should be home run hitters in that ballpark.
Right.
And that's where we won our game.
It's a home run ballpark.
You don't play little ball at our ballpark.
No, that's not what it's built for.
Yep, that ball should be flying out of that park.
Last year, you and I went to a bunch of games, and we sit there, all we do is look at women because there's nothing on the field to look at all.
Well, you know what?
At that time.
You couldn't get rid of your tickets last year.
You had to go. You had to go. You had to give them away, or take less money on StubHub.
Right. There were 10 people at the park.
Yo, man. Yo, Cashy, we'll get I'll tell you what. You give me $10, I'll take your tickets off you. Just so you feel that somebody went to.
I had to give people. I had to beg people.
Yeah.
You have the list of friends to ask to go to the ball game.
I got a cell phone list right here. My frequent caller list. Who calls
one guy you would never call, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
From high school.
Who's this?
What are you?
Who's this? And you remember me? Come on.
Yeah. You're not doing anything.
Right.
Come on. Let's go to the game.
Yeah.
I hope it's not that case this year.
Yeah, we relax. We would sit out there. We lean back at 5 chairs or so, 5 seats. We lean back like this. You'd be 4 seats down. You want a beer? We're going down 4 seats
on
down.
Your fourth cheesesteak, right?
Yeah, eating that crap.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, baseball's different. You can get away by not being a winner in baseball. If you just have a competitive team and show some kind of action out there, people will come. You know what I'm saying? They will come to watch a game, even if you're not that good, because baseball is more like it's an event. It's 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours of a ballpark. The weather's good, so you don't have to have a winner out there. You just can't have a loser. You can't have a pathetic team. You can't have embarrassment.
You can't have a team not score
Right.
any runs for 8 innings.
Exactly right.
You can't sit still that
That's
long.
what I mean. They
Especially
insulted
baseball.
us. They insulted
They
us.
sure did.
They pretty much insulted, and they, I think with the off-season moves and the acquisitions and all this stuff.
I mean, getting rid of Don Brown is it's so much better now. That's an improvement right there. Getting that clown out of the outfield, because he was an embarrassment to have out there.
Exactly.
Right. You come to the plate, you expect nothing. You might get a home run from him here and there, a meaningless home run.
Yes.
But typically to pop up with a stupid ground ball to second where he trots out and then goes on the sideline chewing his gum.
But you know what? The difference too is a lot of these guys, they're playing for positions too.
Right.
So they're
Young
playing a lot
guys,
harder.
right.
Young guys. Yep. What happened to Altair? Didn't he hurt his wrist or something? Or
I think he's out. He's out for a while.
yeah,
right?
he's out.
Yeah.
Something happened to him.
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Working.
And then you got this guy Borges is playing decent right now he's one of the outfielders. And
Who do we get for the trade for the pitcher?
Abdul Herrera. Yeah.
We got paid. Who was for the relief pitcher? Who did we get for that trade?
Not sure.
There was a crew that came. I don't remember. I think it wasn't. I don't know who it is. Whatever. Don't even matter. Actually,
All I know is they got good stuff back.
yeah. Well, and we'll see.
Good ranked. I mean, not just us, not just but told that we were getting it. Like not by our media, our people.
Right.
National media went.
Right.
He's made out.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's
Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with Ryan Howard at first base? The guy doesn't hit left-handed pitchers. He's not doing well. Darren Ruff goes in. Is that your alternative this year?
I got to start Howard first couple games. See what I got out there a little bit. See what he's doing. I mean, I can't. He hasn't seen anything from this guy in 4 years.
When's he done?
5
is it
years.
this year?
even.
Is it the end of this year he's done, or is there one more year?
I
Wait a
don't
minute.
know.
What is it? 16. Oh, he might be done. This
Yeah. Well, that means he's even more worthless.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
I mean,
He's
just
got
want
a good
goal.
attitude. He's coming in shape. He looks like he's having a decent spring training. So
I just want him going.
I just
Yeah.
I'm over it. It's like I don't care if he comes up and hits 35 home runs this year. I want him going.
but he's a guy.
he's not going.
Listen,
That's the thing. If you can get 35 home runs, be nice. But he's
Yeah.
not going anywhere. There's no one going to take him.
No, I
one's-
mean, like, I'm ready for the break up with. I don't know.
$25 million says no team's taking him unless we're paying that $25
No, I
million
mean,
to go.
its contract is up this year, isn't it? And that's
Yeah.
it. Thank God.
listen, he hits 35 home runs.
He's going to get another contract.
Yeah. We're second place team this
Yeah,
year.
right. Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah,
In that division,
Because
yeah, I'll
Franco's
give it
going to
to
hit about 35
right.
and
If we can get
Yeah.
if we can get him 35 good fastballs down the middle of the plate, we'll
tell
be
him ahead
okay.
of time that the fastball's coming.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's been torturous for sure. Watching him swing those breaking pitches, nowhere near the plate.
I don't see.
It's been tough.
See, the problem is,
It's the end of the legacy. Is him and Chooch, and that's it. And that's the end of the World Series team.
Yeah.
Done.
But
Yeah.
with Chooch, you know what you're getting. You're going to get a platoon catcher this year. No, and basically, come on, they got two good catchers.
Yeah.
He's capable.
He's platoon, and that's what we all know it.
Right.
He's in the. I
And he
think he
knows
might
it.
be in the last year of his contract
Yeah,
too.
he knows it.
Well,
too.
how
I
long
think
can you
he's done.
catch?
Yeah.
I mean, how long can
And
you
this-
do? I mean,
and
He's
it's
caught long enough for a
Yeah.
catcher. He's
He's over. He's
yeah.
over his expiration
yeah,
date.
beaten
absolutely.
up pretty bad.
What's he? He's there from 06, right? Yeah, he's 10 years. He's 10 years behind the plate.
10 years, and
Yeah.
that's not including all the minor league crap. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? When you catch, how many guys do you know catch for 20 years anymore?
Look at his.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Look at his record.
Molina's, the whole
Yeah.
all them.
Yeah,
That's it.
when they came out of their womb, they were catchers. They fell into a catcher mess when they came out over there.
Do you have? Let me ask you about pitching. You have a 20-game winner on this team this year. You have a Cy Young player.
No,
No.
no. Well,
We gave him up.
well, you didn't give.
I'm fine with giving them up though. I'm fine because
He wasn't going to win that here.
So Nola's your number one pitcher this year.
for the
quite
future,
possibly, yeah.
yeah, he has to be.
But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you're telling me that Cole Hamels wins 20 games on a team when they only win 35, 40 games.
Wait, that's
you know?
pretty bad.
You know, okay. You know what I mean?
That was bad. He pitched the no-hitter. We got rid of him.
Yeah.
You know? It's like the Babe Ruth story,
Yeah, right.
Like Boston, look how long Boston had to pay for that. The best player of the team, you trade to the Yankees.
But you look at it, what they got back. They have to build for a future. And the only way to do it,
It didn't make any sense,
Wait,
Brandon.
he
It really
pitched
didn't.
a no hitter, and that week they traded.
Hey,
him,
we
right?
trade him right away.
Yeah.
Pack your bags. Thank you very much.
Right.
well, I didn't have a problem with it. And I don't think any diehard Phillies fan out there that knows what they got back and what position they are in now.
Right.
I mean, come on. What the difference 6 months makes?
There's no argument right
There's
now.
no.
Absolutely
You
not.
can't say that
No.
that was a wrong move. I would have traded him before the no-hitter, but it so happens.
Yeah, that's right. He just threw one.
It
He
just
screwed it up.
happens. Bam!
Right.
He just increased his market value by doing that. It got us that other second round second
Well,
rounder.
sure. It told Texas that he's quite capable of throwing a no-no. Then he's got to be worse every dime that they're asking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
right.
while we were playing with our old guys, look what happened. The Nationals were rebuilding with pitchers throwing 100 miles an hour. You know, those
But they're
guys are
stupid.
good.
Nashville is a stupid organization.
They just have bad management. They've
well,
got the players, but
just-
their management
What
stinks.
they thought, and now they got problems over there. They lost. How many pitchers have they lost? How many? They've
many.
blown up so many pitchers in 10 years.
You know why? Because look at since they moved there, how many times we've heard about the next big pitcher coming out of there,
Right.
and how many times have they blown out his arm?
Yeah.
Because they brought him up too early. They don't like the whole point of going into minor league is because let's face it, if you're a minor league pitcher, and I'm sure Mikey would probably back me up after this if he was here, you start off down there, and when you get drafted, it's because why? If you're a pitcher and you get drafted, because one of my old friends from where I worked before, his son's getting scouted. He was like 17 years old, throwing 89 miles an hour, 16 years old.
You're
right?
scouted by the speed of your pitches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pitch.
Yeah.
So now but that's the only thing. You throw 90 miles an hour when you're 16, 17, 18 years old. That's how you get noticed.
Right.
You go through the minor leagues there, developing secondary and third pitches.
So you don't have to throw that hard.
So you don't
Right,
have to throw that.
absolutely.
And the
Right.
longer you're down there, let's just face it, it's a 5 to 6 year journey down there. That's average, right? So you're coming up at 18 if you go to college, you play for college, or you go down to play small ball or a little, AAA, single A, whatever. You're down there. You're going to spend five years there, and in those 5 years, you should be able to pick up. Now, how old was
Strasburg?
He came up when he was 20, right?
Yeah, that was
young.
So that means
that was the crime of the century in sports.
That means he was down there for like 2.5 years,
Right.
if that. I don't know. Did he play college ball?
How can a starting pitcher start a game throwing 100 miles an hour? I mean, that's
Well, that's the problem. You can't
It's
keep
like-
that up without ruining your arm, your shoulder,
Exactly.
your elbow.
a starting
Absolutely.
pitcher. You're
Exactly.
no way. I mean,
And that's the whole point of it. That was the whole point. There's a reason why you do things, and they are so notorious for blowing out their players there and ruining their players because they
starving.
see it.
You're
They
starving. You're starving.
taste it.
Washington's starving.
You know,
Yeah,
they
they
had the
should've won 'em.
hitters and they had some decent hitters going around there, and they just couldn't they salivated too much. But basically, they're the Expos, so I don't care.
But in our division last year, the Mets were surprised last year in our division. And you know what? That division's not that good.
No.
You
It
know?
isn't. But look at the
I'm not
Mets.
saying we're going to end up in first place this year. I say third place
And we,
right now. That's how
our
I'm thinking
old
about
buddy,
it.
we'll hear from him. We'll hear from him as soon as the Mets start.
I don't know, man. I haven't heard from the old Jeff. I don't know where he's. Every now and then I get a post, but never,
Yeah,
he's out there, man.
but he's a diehard Mets, and he was telling us every day for the first month or two when they were in first
We
place.
laughed at him.
And we laughed at him. I said, look beneath you. Look under your feet right now. Jeff, all right, that's where the floor just dropped out from underneath you. Congratulations, it's July.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you knew the Mets would implode somehow and blame something for it. Chase Utley take out their player. He's gone from baseball, man.
Is he?
Yep, he's
Wow.
out. He's out. Chase the bad guy. Is he playing this year, Chase? What's up with him? Is he LA? He's playing ball over there.
I think he's playing, and I think Rollins.
He's out. He's in the minor leagues.
He's in the minor
Well,
leagues, yeah.
contract.
He got a minor league contract
yeah.
with the White Sox.
You knew he was gone, man. He
Yeah,
was,
but somebody will bring Rollins up. You'll see.
yeah, well, history.
Not based on you say history, not based on his history of what he did over there in LA. He really,
Yeah, he was shit to bed, as B would call it.
yeah, shit the bed.
Shit to bed. Yeah. So, well, we'll see what happens in baseball. It's coming around the corner. But a lot of sports. Sports is unreal right now. You got the basketball, the hockey,
I'm
NBA
watching
ball.
some great
I
hockey.
cannot watch NBA basketball. Forget it. If it
horrible.
isn't Golden State, there's no reason to watch basketball. What they've done to that sport, it's brutal, man. There's no reason to watch anybody but Golden State, and to wait for San Antonio to play Golden State, because watching Cleveland, LeBron play Golden State's a waste of time too.
The Spurs are hot right now.
Yeah,
too,
that's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They're well coached.
Yeah.
Well coached all the time.
perfect thing of replenishing your system.
But
They're
we
just
need basketball in this town. Now this is a basketball town.
No, we
it's
don't.
not going to happen here.
Not for a while.
And you know
It's
what? It's
gonna
never
happen.
going to happen.
It's going.
You don't miss those days with Irving and Iverson
And you know what? Me and Cash should go back and forth on this all the time.
Yeah,
It wasn't that packed even when they were that good.
No, it was packed during the Iverson years. It was the Julius Irving years. I had season tickets. It wasn't packed.
No.
Even though he had Irving, Malone, and an NBA full of superstars.
Yep.
I mean, you get Larry Bird and Magic and Jordan at that time.
You know what?
And they still didn't fill that place.
And you say that.
Oh, Jordan, they filled the place.
Yeah,
Jordan and Magic, they filled it. You know.
Well, and we say it because you know what? There were less teams, and we were in that conference.
Also,
and you saw them more.
In the NBA back then, there were 10 good basketball teams that could win a title that year.
Right.
You had the Lakers, Detroit, Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago. You had teams. It wasn't one team. Every year in the NBA, there's one team you point out. It's going to be the Magic. I mean, it's going to be Miami, or it's going to be Golden State, and
maybe the Spurs give them a run for their money.
And you never hear Lakers in Boston anymore. They're done. Their runs over.
And that's huge. Those are big cities, man.
They're big market. I look at it like I don't ever want to hear anybody else come up with the argument that the talent pool for baseball or hockey or even football anymore is weak, because I can pick 8 to 10 good teams in hockey right now. Right?
Yeah, hockey's got
competition now.
It's the usual suspects, but they're up there.
They're up there. But then you have those other teams, those 4 or 5 teams that are rebuilding, so to speak, or getting people.
Bettman wants to screw that up by adding more hockey teams now. Throw one in Vegas.
They want
one means enough, but they got to add another one too. There's going to be a couple more teams.
No, I think they're actually short one somewhere, right?
Sure?
In a division somewhere. I'm pretty sure. But you look at it and you sit there and you go, how can you complain about the talent pool? I mean, I have to stop at basketball. I'm like, if you only have one or two really good teams, and then 3 teams that are like, and then the rest are, I mean, absolute like college ball.
Here's the problem with basketball. There's no marquee games. Okay. If it's not Golden State versus San Antonio or LeBron against what's his name? Curry. There's no other games. You can't put Boston against Atlanta and put it on Sunday afternoon and expect people to tune into it. There's no marquee. Hockey, you can do it all over the place now.
Yep.
I mean, you could do East Coast, West Coast, LA, Anaheim.
It used to be where we all made fun of, like, LA.
You can
then San Jose, and then Anaheim.
Right.
Oh my God!
But here's this: with the physicalness of hockey, you can pit. You can pit Philadelphia against the Rangers, and still get it's a game, or even Philadelphia against Pittsburgh or Pittsburgh, Washington. You can put those games, those marquee games together. The NBA can't do it no more. There's nothing that's going to draw me to that television set. Even LeBron Curry doesn't do it for me anymore. Because it's
predictable.
It's predictable, yeah.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Because it's big. Because also too, because it's a one-off.
Yeah.
And in hockey, they did the most brilliant thing I thought ever: the home and home series.
Right. They have a lot of that. Yeah.
They have a lot of that.
Yeah.
And we're going to the last stretch, 12.
A bunch of them coming up.
Dozen games left, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's all over by April 4th, right? 7th, something like that. So you have all these teams now that are really clamping on. It's like they're playing better than they should.
If you look at the NBA playoffs, you're looking at who gives a shit. It's best of 7s, and we need the 2 teams to get there already. It's everything else is just a waste of time. Nothing's going to change. I don't see the capability of any NBA team upsetting San Antonio or upsetting Golden State in their run to get to the finals. We know San Antonio and Golden State can't play each other for the finals, but they will get there and end up playing Cleveland because Cleveland, good or bad, LeBron still got the best basketball team. When he turns it on for 7 games, he's going to get them to the championship game again, probably.
So you have to wait to the championship game to find real good basketball.
That's right. In hockey, you can do it.
Horrible.
In hockey, it happens off in the first round because the way the game's set up, with the overtimes and the hitting changes, referees are pulling their whistles back a little bit, get that type
the way
of
hockey was meant to be.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's the thing about it. When you look at I'm looking at the Eastern Conference standings, and nobody's going to make it that has a losing record. I'm looking at it.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly. Right.
When you looking into
even in the NFL, you don't get that anymore.
Very rarely. I mean, it's frequent and far in between. Mm-hmm. But I'm sitting there going, Montreal's on the bubble, and they're the one with the losing record, but only by 1 game. So, and just think at how much better we were talking about, Brian, you weren't here, how the overtime loss throws that phantom number in there, that extra point that's up for grabs.
The bull. I call it the bull.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at it, you take away those extra overtime loss points, you realize how tight this whole schedule and this whole conference is. I mean, it's amazing. Like, I think that's a better story than going to a shootout or I love the 3-on-3.
We went to the game and there was a shootout. We left. And every shootout I've watched this year, it's been horrible.
We walked out of a shootout.
We walked out.
We walked out of a shootout.
Because the game was over when it was over.
The game was good.
It was right. The game was good.
The 3-on-3 was good. Oh yeah, that's
why ruin a game. You know.
Well, listen, it is what it is. Basketball is what it is. It's just gotten worse. It's not getting any better. You know.
And then what? I look at the Sixers. I'm looking down the line. I can't tell what Rose Nuts is doing. So I don't
call him Rose Nuts.
I love it. I love it. I love Rose Nuts. It skeeves Mikey out for some odd reason.
It does, man.
But you look. I don't know what he's doing. I kind of know what the Phillies are doing.
Right.
Kind of leaned that. They've actually showed me.
Because we feel it. We're feeling it. You know,
exactly.
And we're seeing it.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm looking at the Flyers, and I keep track of what's in the minors. They got 5 really good prospects,
and they're not bringing them up too soon, which is smart.
Which and a couple of them are like, you know,
they know they can't beat.
They got 2 Travises, an Ivan, and a Salavov.
That's
for
perfect.
something like
we never
that.
had that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the Russian front.
Yeah, put Ghost in there and into this mix, and you got in Cousins. You got a team.
And we got a couple years, right?
Exactly, and that can make a run with still some of the younger guys. I look at the Sixers and I'm like, what?
It's the same story every year.
What do you call it? Okafor's getting knee surgery, right?
You know what the downfall of the Sixers?
And what's it? And Beebe still is he getting another one?
Who is?
No, they're holding off on that.
They're holding off.
So he has a good summer. They said.
Well, why have a good? Get it now. Do it now. If you're going to give him an operation, that way.
Wait. Who was the center that we got? Play.
Bynum. Yeah. No, he's selling cigars in the Bahamas.
Right. He got millions of dollars, and he didn't play.
He's in the bowling too. I don't know what it is.
So we did really good research on him before we picked him.
Well, that's what I mean. And then Saric might be coming, might not be coming. What the hell?
They don't know. They don't know.
Still get if they want to keep him one more year.
It really boils down to the draft. It really does. Bad management.
And that one guy. What's the guy who's now moving past Simmons? The other player. I forget his name. It's so bad. This college crap.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The other. He's in the NCAAs right now.
Yeah.
Forget his name. Whatever. These guys are always injured like basketball. Listen, they got health insurance from the NBA or the NFL. Or what do they fall at home?
Right.
Our resident insurance guy, yes.
Yeah. Do they get
these guys?
The Obamacare kick into the NFL players?
No. These guys have government insurance, like everybody in Congress, man.
But the NFL has
the same stuff.
Wait, the NFL has the same insurance as Congress?
Nah. These guys have real good self-funded plans. They're not part of Obamacare. No way.
Why doesn't anybody?
Not only that, but these guys have so much money. They have their own private doctor.
A friend of mine, he made $15 an hour, right? And he was a single father, blah, blah, blah. Made too much money. Couldn't get it. Had to go out and buy twice the insurance for twice the amount of money.
Right.
And I was like, I tried to tell him to go to you to talk to you about it. He's like, B, I don't know what to do. I can't help you.
There's a huge difference between people with money and people without money. People with money have their own doctors. They pick up the phone. They call their doctor answers.
Right.
You pick up the phone. Doctor doesn't answer. Are you kidding me? There's no way.
Right, yeah,
it's a huge difference.
He answers me.
You know,
he answers me. My doctor, like when I go to,
he answers you.
He answers to me. Yeah. The problem is,
I'm afraid that you might be his only client.
No. The problem is, what doesn't happen to you guys, but when I go out, I go to the doctor. I get my shots for. I got a bad back and all that stuff. He's there hitting me up. He's hitting me up for recipes every time I go. He's always whacking me for a recipe. Oh, I got this. So what do you do with this?
You know, when Donald Trump talks about the healthcare he's doing by the states, right? Is that what he's putting out there?
Let me tell you what these guys have no idea.
I can't figure out what they even suggesting.
Right.
Can't.
They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea. They can't decipher reality and what they're making up. And anybody that goes out there and tells you how good the Affordable Care Act is has no clue. First of all, you're seeing more and more of these insurance companies telling you that they're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions. They're losing a ton of money. That tells you that it's not working. And then you have people who are older or own businesses and they're paying a fortune. I have a husband and wife paying $2,000 a month for health insurance with a $5,000 deductible. How does that make any sense? And these are people that contribute to society. You know,
they're the ones that are taking the chances.
Yep.
They're the ones that are out there starting the businesses. Yep. And that's what I feel like people are missing the point anymore. You're you know, the whole thing where, you know, you're taking it for one group to give it to the other group.
Right.
But you're not leaving anything for the group that's doing all the work.
They're actually not doing that. If they were doing that, it would probably work better than it's working right now. But there's no balance. So if you don't have any money, you're going right to Medicaid today. So where's that money coming from?
From me.
Yeah, me, my deductibles.
Yep, I'm paying it from you.
Wait,
I'm paying for you.
But
I'm
then
paying for him.
who makes this stuff up? Are you in a tier 1 hospital? Is that a tier 2 hospital? Is that a tier 3?
They don't say on the front door when I get there. You know, I don't know.
Are you in network?
They're supposed to put a sign up there when you're in your ambulance. Please.
Brandon, are you in a bronze?
It's a tier 2. Get me out of
We've
here.
been trying to get on a network.
Are you in a bronze plan, a silver plan, a platinum plan, low cost, high cost? What plan are you on? They don't. The doctor's offices have no idea. The billing departments have no idea who they take and who they don't take.
Yep. I know that. I know exactly, because when I'm there, one office actually said we had to hire somebody just to do billing now.
Yep.
He goes, and we can't afford to, because half the time we're not getting our money back. So what they did is they took somebody off the front desk or another nurse, and now that person is a billing person. It's like, that's it. Like,
it's falling apart, and nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to talk about it. They'd say,
nobody knows what the fix. Nobody knew how to get it done in the first place.
If we went back to
there's no fix for this thing. They say they got to revise it or get rid of it completely and go back. Now, what I can't understand is this. Now, tell me, is this stupid? Now, when they say, why, if you privatize the healthcare systems, okay, hear me out. If you get 25 healthcare companies to take on health plans for everybody, and each one has a different, it's like if you do health insurance like you do homeowners or car insurance, where if I don't like Allstate, I can go to State Farm. They get a better plan for me, I can go to them, and I go bang to different companies. Why is health insurance
wasn't that the way it was though?
No, because the difference is with health insurance, you know, you can move from one automobile place to another insurance company, but you're not bringing a totaled car over to the other insurance company. With health insurance, you're already sick. You already have heart problems. But even if I'm not, costing the new insurance company money. It's claims.
It's never, but
I see, because you're going to get it. You're going to these things are going to happen. You're going to need a physical checkup every year. You're going to need your teeth done. You're going to need
get my
a colonoscopy done and all that shit.
And all that shit too.
That's true. I can get my car, but that's not insurance, though. That's repairs.
But no, I understand what he's saying. The problem is this, and it's never the people that are healthy that need it. It's always the people that are. But
one of the bigger issues is cost. See, Obamacare has done nothing for cost. The monthly cost, the cost of care. Actually, the healthcare system today is worse than buying a car at a car dealership. At least you know when you buy a new car, it's going to bang you for an extra $2,000. Right. But in health coverage, right, you can have a $26,000 surgery. And if you're a network, it gets reduced down to $2,500.
Right.
How does that work out? It doesn't make any sense. If you have no insurance, you have to pay the $25,000. But if you have insurance and you're in network, it gets reduced down to, doesn't make sense. It means.
I had diverticulitis back in 2003. Right. And I didn't know I had, I was just having like whatever. And I was switching jobs and I went, oh my God, it's only a 2-week difference. I start this job October 3rd and my insurance is up like the 26th or whatever of September. I was like, what can happen in 10 days? I collapsed. I had to go to the hospital, get an MRI, all that. $10,000. I thought my wife was going to kill me.
Right.
You might as well die then.
I'm surprised she let me come out. No. But that's what it was. And that was just an MRI and an ER. They wanted to keep me. I said, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I said, it doesn't kick in until next week.
Let me tell you guys what I miss more than anything. Customer service. You remember the last time you had customer service?
When you call right now.
That's why I left my last doctor, because I walked up there after 25 years ago. They looked up to me and they didn't know who I was. Your name? Seriously?
Right.
My name?
Right.
Patchy the King, goddammit.
God damn
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You know who you're talking to?
Chef to left. I walk in, I'm like, what do you mean?
25 years ago, you could pick up the phone.
But it's okay. They give you a lollipop. Here, take a lollipop.
This
little,
doctor's
That's
had
it.
one of those
this
cheap
guy's had-
dumb ones,
this
too.
dude's he's had
Not
his-
even a good one.
He's had my finger up his butt for the last 20 years, and he don't know who I am now.
Right.
Come on.
He doesn't recognize the mole in your
Well,
ass.
just take a look.
Jesus.
He wasn't looking at your face, Cash.
Right.
It's like maybe if he gets, oh yeah, there it is. Oh, hey,
Nah.
Cashy, I didn't recognize you with your pants
Yo,
on.
it's the king's ace.
Wait.
I know my ace.
So I got a question for you, Brandon. So you call the doctor when you don't feel good, right?
Oh,
But you can't see him for 2 weeks. By that time, you're better.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't make any sense, right?
That's like, well, specialists forget about it. You know?
But, yeah, 3 months.
But
3
yeah,
months.
I go and I don't even bother. Like for my back when I have it, it's I can only get the shots every like 90 days or whatever. So I
What was
just
cortisone?
no, I'm diabetic, so I can't have it. So I'm
Listen,
not.
you know my new doctor.
You better get back to the gym,
Yeah,
man.
you know my new doctor is
Trying.
YouTube. If you got something wrong, you go on YouTube, and there's a doctor that pops up on YouTube. So it's exactly
Done.
what you need to
Good
do.
idea.
Done. I
He's like
fixed-
the guy from Big Fat Greek
Yeah,
Wedding.
yeah.
Puts a little Windex
Little
on
Windex,
it.
yeah.
It's good.
It's good. Yeah, it works. You know, on YouTube. I'm telling you, my last 2 illnesses, especially my messed up foot and my shoulders, I went on YouTube, got a couple of doctors, followed what they said to do. One, I made a little splint for my foot, and it's gone. The doctor I was going to was sticking needles in me every other week.
Oh,
Cortisone shots, and then give me this prosthetics
That's
to
bad
put in
for
my
your sugar
shoes.
too.
Yeah, so he was sitting there at $75 a hit too, because he was a specialist. He was a 3rd-tier specialist, so I had to pay him
Third tier.
$75, right?
Yep, that's crazy.
So he was nailing me.
The hell's third tier?
That's the way of the
That's
future, though.
loser doctor.
Is that a bad doctor? Is it the
That's
higher the number, the worse
the
the
way of
Yeah.
the future, man.
I know the more money you're
YouTube.
spending. Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah,
Doctor
do your own
YouTube.
surgeries? Are you kidding me? Hold on, one eye down, one eye.
Yeah, a little ice and some whiskey.
Right.
I remember and that
Easy.
diverticulitis 3
They would
years
just
later came back to
legalize
haunt me.
marijuana. We could take care of ourselves.
That's, you know what's funny? I'll tell you a real quick one. I'm in the hospital. My parents, they the Candy Man and Truffles, they went and they had their colonoscopies done together. So they come back and they're
It's a
sitting
hell
there.
of a date.
Yeah, well, what about me? I had to take them back and forth, war zone. And I'm talking to the doctor, and my dad's got some complications, some bullshit he's got to do, right? And we're talking about smoking pot. And I said, you just smoke some dope, and you guys, they're in their 80s. I said, you guys will be fine, I looked at the doctor. I said, come on, man, tell him it's okay to smoke. And he's looking up at me. He's like, I said, you could say it. It's okay. We're not on no microphones, nothing. Say it. Tell him it's okay to smoke. It's not going to kill him. It probably would help him out and live a better, easier life, less pain.
Well, they passed
And he
it,
wouldn't
yeah.
say no. He wouldn't say no. He just gave me that look like I can't say it, but I want to say it, but I can't because I'm a doctor and I have an oath not to say marijuana is an illegal drug as far as he's still concerned.
Well, when is Wolf signing it in? It'll be law.
Right.
But
You
the
know
thing
what'll
is,
happen
they
now?
won't. They're not. Well, they put a catch on it because I'm not sure who made a stink. It might have been the police, maybe the police union, or I don't know. Whoever it was made us think that, okay, that's fine. You cannot. But when they signed it in, it's not going to be. It's not going to be smoking. You'll be able to take pills, all this other stuff.
Marijuana
You won't be
pills.
able to spend.
They're worried it's going to put the pharmaceutical companies out of business.
Well,
That's the truth.
This is the only
It
way.
really
Wait,
is.
this is the only way Pfizer and Johnson control this stuff by making a pill form.
Absolutely.
Because now they can put it in machinery and they can spit it out the way they spit out Vicodin and Prozac and all that other bullshit that they're shoving down us.
Brandon,
Right?
you watch TV, right? You see a commercial on prescription. What do they say? You take this.
AstraZeneca.
You take this drug, right? And it's going to help you with your diabetes, but the side effects are your kidneys will shut down, you might lose your eyesight, and you might die. And if you experience any of this
Yeah, but you won't
bullshit,
have to stick
call your
yourself
doctor
anymore.
immediately, right?
If you
But if
have an
they-
erection lasting longer than 4 hours,
There you go.
Come take a look at this, boy. All
Right.
right, look at that, man.
I don't.
But give me a
Put that on
marijuana.
you. I'll put that on
Can you
YouTube.
imagine?
But give me a marijuana commercial. If you
I've had an
smoke
erection
this,
for 4 hours. I got to go to the hospital. No,
No.
you don't. Get in there. Get in that room right there.
take
4
that.
hours? You wait me? You wait till now to tell me?
Right, I got some friends too that need some help. Bring them over.
You can service the neighborhood for 4
Yeah.
hours.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Give me a marijuana commercial, right? Yeah, take
I
this drug.
see. You know. The only roadblock to marijuana being a legal drug right now is they don't know how to field sobriety test it, and that's the only.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
it.
You can't do it because
And-
it's so personal with the person that it is that you
There
can't
you go.
tell. I mean, high driving or whatever. And the other thing too is that to start producing it, mass producing it with a Johnson Johnson or a Pfizer or one of these.
Oh, it's
drug
gonna. No,
companies.
it's gonna be licensed out. It's gonna be like, who was it? Who they just did a thing on the news about it. Some guy's been banking on this for years, and he's going to be the first one in line in Pennsylvania or whatever to get it. And he's going to be the first one issued a license to grow it. But let's just say tomorrow it's done. It's a done deal. Medical marijuana is legal.
Right. So
everybody's going to, you're going to get the bullshitters go out there and say, I got anxiety.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a little upset today. Boom. Okay. But even with all that, when they weed through all the morons that are trying to like buck the system or cheat the system or whatever it is, you're still 18 months away from getting anything done in PA because you got to set up the plants. You got to set up the manufacturing. But it takes time because, be honest with you, they didn't know who was going to win the election in PA or the presidency. So until that happens, until this presidency is done.
Is it working in Colorado? Is it working? Yeah. And
they're
you know
not
what? It's
bitching over there, that's for sure.
Millions of dollars in revenue.
Money they don't know what to do with.
They
don't know what to do with
health insurance for the people that are sick.
Exactly right.
I'm not bitching. I'm not telling you. I'm not saying. I don't care. I'm saying this.
What are the side effects of getting high?
I don't know.
Compare. All right, here they are. You're happy, you're hungry, and you're horny. Isn't that better than have a side effect where your gallbladder shoots out your ass? Yeah, but they don't want to hear it, man. They don't want to hear it. Am I right? There you go.
Listen, it's simple. You legalize marijuana, you pay for everybody's health care. You can have free health care, the entire United States. Everybody gets free health care.
Done deal.
And the medical companies still make money.
They're gonna make a fortune.
So what to do with the marijuana money? It's simple. You just give it back to the healthcare systems because no one cares if you take your marijuana money for healthcare.
And now you're not stealing cash from Social Security and Medicare.
Yeah, it's so simple to do. They just won't do it because
you're preaching to the choir.
I understand. I'm preaching to everybody out there. It's the old fucks that are running this country that are screwing shit up. You got a guy like Mitch McConnell standing up there who's going to be dead in 5 years who could give a crap about my daughter or her daughter, or your kids, or whatever. And you got the other guy on the other side. What's his name? Snots McHenry. What's his name? What's the Democratic clown who runs shit?
I don't know.
They're all idiots.
They're idiots. They're all old guys. They're all old fucks. I'm going to say it. That's what they are.
Because you know why? Because it's different. It's change. And everybody's scared of changing. And everybody's scared that they're going to be the one left with nothing.
What do I need? What do I need to watch this dribbling old clown making rules up there when he's not even going to be around when my daughter needs someone to care for her back in 20 years?
Instead of building a wall from Mexico, we should open up the doors, man, and let the stuff in.
Yeah, let the stuff in.
Trade. No. Let's make some money.
No, come on. Now, knock
be
off
profitable.
That what already? Now, see, this is the problem right now. We went from growing our own shit to you're outsourcing it already.
Hey, you're like I want the good shit. We don't, we can't make the good shit.
Liberals, come on. Liberals, Democrats, conservative, Republican, it doesn't matter. Listen, keep the jobs here. Listen, if you're gonna grow your own pot, give it to Joe Schmo down on 3rd Street. Hey, I'm going to get a dispensary. I'm going to do this. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I agree.
I keep it here then.
He's just kidding. You don't think that.
They have a derivative.
Yeah, he does.
They have
I'll tell you what. Build a freaking wall and do the dispensary.
Listen, you can build the wall, but first of all, the wall's going to look nice.
Oh.
But it's not going to stop the problem because the problem isn't coming in through the wall. The problem is coming in through the airports, coming through the train systems, through the boats. The biggest problem isn't coming over the border. It's getting in.
It's the boats are the biggest problem.
Whatever. That's not the wall, though. You know what I mean? The wall is.
Well, right now, there's no wall. There's nothing. So you don't even know what's coming through.
What I'm worried,
there's no accountability.
There's no. The first step in everything is like this. And this is going to sound like the most stupid argument in the world is, but how do you know until you leave your door? We'll make a 1-year study. Leave your door unlocked every night for 1 year.
No way.
Exactly. Would you do that? No, absolutely not.
Living on the border.
But you're okay. You're okay with that. You know, that's what I mean. You can't. It's a scaled up argument, but it's a scaled up argument that makes sense.
But you can take that wall and you can move it from your house at the border of your house the same way. You can make it to your neighborhood. You can make that wall wherever you want to. You can do it from state to state if you want to.
Exactly.
But when you talk about a country letting in this country, and Trump's right about one thing, to get in this country, you have to be illegal to get in here. It's got to be a legal alien to be in this country. That's what countries are. If you make it open city for everybody, come and go as you want, you're not a country. You're just another place.
Exactly.
But when you make it free to live here,
No.
It brings the people. They want to be here.
free.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime. Free health insurance. You get
exactly
free money every
why
month.
what you see. I don't want to go there, but you see a
we're-
lot of
We're going there.
true.
We already went there.
we
with the show.
were there already. I just don't. I'm at the point where I'm done with giving. If you're going to take it from me, it better be freaking productive now.
Yep.
That's where the point in my life now.
Okay.
I am. I'm looking at it. I'm 46 years. I'm going to be 46 years old, and I'm looking at going. Okay, if you're telling me Social Security, Medicare are going to run out of money before I can get to it when I'm 65, but government insistence isn't going to run out.
Yeah.
What happened to the money I paid in?
Well, Brandon, that's the biggest thing. Accountability.
Exactly.
And it's not, there is nobody accountable for where the money's going.
Just do it like this. Do it like this. I get my check every week. I look at it and I say, Brendan Gillespie, blah, 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 this address, FICA, this, Social Security. Oh, that's how much I paid into Social
That's right.
Security. Oh, wait, I get
But
those
in 20
statements.
years, when you retire, it might not be there. That's
Wait.
what they're saying.
I'm looking at it like this. Well, how about this? How about you just set up freaking accounts with my Social Security number as my PIN number or my account number,
Right.
and I make my PIN, and like when I'm 65, it's there. I'll let you use it and
But
make
actually, believe it or
interest
not,
on it.
talking Social Security, the rule of thumb is you get much more than what you put in because
You're living longer.
you're living longer, and so it's a
I'm
bigger
fine
pool.
with that. I'm fine with that. Make it 67.
I want to back away from the health insurance right now. I got a text in here who I missed a little while ago. Who's Uncle Fester?
Uncle Fester.
It says Uncle, a long time listener, you call, new time texter call. What Uncle Fester wants to. What makes a guy like Steven turn out this way? Turn the way he is, Steve.
Steve who?
I don't know.
Who's Steven?
And then he goes, which Philly team will be the first to win a title? Not Little League. Who answers this question? Because I don't know who this is.
Maybe it's the wrong show.
No, you got that right.
Got that right.
609. All right. Like Steph.
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 Oh, like who? Whoa. Okay.
Steph.
Okay. What's the question?
Hi, long time, first time, long time. This is Uncle Fester. My question: what makes a guy like Steph turn out the way he is? Steph Curry, I guess.
Let's make us turn the way he is. Good parenting.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, like
if he's
as
talking about
a
Steph
ball
Curry,
player.
if he's talking about Curry. Well, look. First of all, he's got Del Curry as his dad. That's number one. So he was brought up in the NBA. He's well mannered. He does his job. He's a good dude. Happy, smiles, and he enjoys the game. And he plays it right. That's what makes him what he is. As far as the team that's going to be we've had this question before. The next title team. We beef about this a lot. I personally think I'm going to go by the only possible way a team in this town is going to win anything is I think the next team that will win the title in this town, from what I can see over the past 6 months of sports, will be the Flyers.
Yeah.
The only one I think has a chance because I think the rest of the NHL will fold around. The other would be the Phillies coming in second, I think, because you can do
I
it.
can see the Phillies making a run in 4 years.
Yeah.
What they got in the minors, what they're bringing up.
Right.
I think I can see the Flyers making a run too.
Because I can see the
Because
build of it. You know,
We talked about
Yeah,
that
I
at the beginning of the
beefed it.
season.
I didn't.
That they're horrible. I can't watch this. I said, Cashy, hang around till March. I think that was one of my predictions.
Right.
There will be a trade. I said, I don't know if it's a blockbuster one. It was part of my predictions. We did it, and it'll come right there. And then after that, they're going to make a run for the playoff spot. I don't think I think they'll make the playoff.
Well, here's my thing. The reason I'm saying hockey for the most part is that you can make the playoffs. First, you got to make the playoffs to get a run at it.
Yeah.
And I think in the other leagues, the basketball, baseball, and football, you got to get in there. And I don't see Eagles even coming close. Sixers not a chance. And the Phillies, well, there's only so many spots in baseball you can get, and I don't think they're there yet to get to that wild card spot to get in.
No.
So you got to get in it to win it.
But
And hockey gives you that chance.
Right.
But
Right.
the thing with the Phillies too is the division is so horrible.
Yeah.
They can get
They,
in
they
it.
can get
Yeah,
they can
I
they can
agree.
win by accident.
That's right.
And then because here's this, you win the division, you're automatically in, and you know,
You get a wild card.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
got to get in.
and then
Yep.
there's the 2 wild card spots too. So there you go. It's a very easy, very workable chance.
BZI. It's BZI. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Brian, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Cassie,
Oh,
thanks for having
give
me,
a little
man.
shout for your company, man. Let people know that this is the guy I've been talking about for the last 4 years about taking care of your health insurance. Don't question yourself and don't question anybody else. BZI.
Give me a
the phone.
call.
Give him the phone.
1-800-431-4834. Be more than happy to help you with your med subs, annuities, life insurance, and health insurance.
The
Been telling you.
healthcare guru.
I can't tell you anymore when it comes to Obamacare. This is who I send my people to. If I get a question in my head, I text them. I don't ask anybody over the telephone. I'm not calling Blue Cross and Blue Shield and sit on that phone for 3.5 hours. Okay? I'm not talking to my doctor's office who's going to call me back in 2 hours.
I got to get pre-approved for everything.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. To thank Siam Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, my man Steve Austin, who will join us on May 2nd at Steam Pub 606. 2nd Street Pike in Southampton. Be there. We're going to start our show at 7:30. Mark it down. Be there. Come there. Drink a little. Eat a little. The chef will have something beautiful for us. We'll give away some Phillies tickets, some T-shirts, and all some other bullshit we have.
Another big gift card from Steam. Oh, speaking of which, if you're coming out for Easter brunch, because that's what people do. Make sure you make a reservation. It's a la carte. It's not buffet style. We do a nice little a la carte breakfast every Sunday now, starting at 9:30 to 2. So make sure you get there early. Make your reservation because I get the feeling the tables are going to go fast. It's been a big hit.
Every year, big hit.
My chef's my cream chip beef. Wonderful.
What we used to call
Can't eat that anymore.
What do we call that?
SOS.
We used to call it something else.
I don't want to tell you.
Mishmash. Like that.
Shit on the shingle.
Shit on the shingle. That's it.
What they call it.
That's it.
I had a bunch of guys that were getting deployed to overseas, and they were in line there. They're all in their military uniforms. We hosted their brunch, breakfast type thing with our families. And he's like, I said, here you go, soldier. You want some cream? You want some shit on the shingle? He goes, no, sir. I'm like, oh, trust me, it's good. It's really good. He goes, that's cream chip beef, sir.
Yep.
The stuff they give us on base is called shit on a shingle for a reason. I said, he goes, that looks good.
Cassidy King, Chef to let Brendan B. Bees him. This is the Sports Goombahs. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week, same time. Have a good one.
Hoorah.